You can help support and promote the show by purchasing our merchandise at cafepress.com/Packard Pokes At, where you can choose from a variety of different items like hoodies, hats, and bears. Oh my! Put a Packard Pokes At mug in your hands today.
Do you like Packard Pokes At and want to hear it on demand and on the go? Download the free app today at Stitcher.com. Available on iOS, Android, Nook, and iPad.
This is Packard Pokes At, and I'm poking at your news. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another fine edition of Packard Pokes At. I am your immutable and unmutable host, Packard Sonic. And joining us tonight from the far East Coast is Joe Unseen.
Battle is the great redeemer. It is the fire crucible in which true heroes are forged.
Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't planning on going into battle, but I was battling with the computer earlier, so my fight is technological.
It's from The Edge of Tomorrow, a movie which you would refuse to watch because Tom Cruise is in it because you're racist.
What? You'll have to explain that to me after the show. Join us also from the far East Coast and a little bit to the south is Crystal Says So.
Oh, good Lord. I'm not even going to try to follow up on that. Hey, everybody.
I wouldn't try to. I can't even figure out what he was trying to talk about there. So,
well, I suggested that you watch the movie Oblivion, and you're like, I can't watch that. Tom Cruise is in it because he's a Scientologist.
Oh,
you're that's gross and racist.
I don't remember ever seeing that.
I was like, Morgan Freeman's in it. He's an atheist. You can watch it. You're like, I don't care.
I don't even remember saying that, but if I get a chance to, I'll watch it, okay?
I'm just messing with you.
Okay. I kind of thought so, but I was like, I don't remember saying anything like that. I would have recall a conversation like that.
Yeah. I have it recorded, by the way.
Okay, great. Well, let's get on to our first topic for this evening.
Building a better future, science and technology.
When you see people out with drones, you know, they got these little buzzing devices you can go around. They sometimes got cameras on them. Nowadays, most of them do, or you can get a camera for them, and you can watch whatever's going on, and you can take great aerial photography. Some people use this stuff for home assessment. You can see what's on the roof, see where little Billy had dropped his frisbee or baseball or whatever. And sometimes companies use this for aerial views to check out crops, see who's hiding in their fields, or check on the animals. And if it's got a camera on it, it can be used for just about anything. And I do mean anything. A film company called Drone Boning, that's a website, you can go to it. They used this drone to take live video of people having sex in unusual places. I can't even begin to imagine if you're out there, if you're having sex out in the middle of the field, you got to start watching out for the drones now, because it's like, ooh, hey, there's somebody having sex down there. They can't even see us. Show your thoughts.
Well, this was a pornographic movie intentionally filmed by unmanned aerial drones.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to lie. I watched it like 16 or 17 times today. It's pretty hot. I'm
really?
Sure Crystal
you
watched
find that
it a
hot?
lot.
Huh? I've seen hotter.
I just choked on it.
I've seen hotter.
No, yo, Crystal, did you notice that threesome?
I absolutely did notice the threesome. And
it was like both ends. I was like, no way, no. I kept rewinding that part. Like, get out of here. Like they're the size of my pinky nail from 200 feet. But whatever.
Actually, the name of the company is Ghost+Cow. That's
right.
So I just wanted to make a correction on that.
But the website is called droneboning.com. So if you would like to watch this movie, it's a free pornographic movie.
Right.
Go to droneboning.com. You can watch it.
Yeah,
you can see people fucking from hundreds of feet away.
Yeah, don't expect to get up close and personal like you see in good pornos, and there's no storyline.
You know what they needed was the music. It's like it's high technology. This is the future. You can't put the 70s music in there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, they could if they jazzed it up for the 2000s.
I could see that it was probably really easy to talk the people into being in this movie. Like, you want to be in a porno? No way! Well, you're going to be like the size of an ant. Oh, okay.
There was some photographs on there of the staff and crew. Many of them were, from behind. They couldn't see their faces. A few of them were where you could see their faces.
There was a lot of things from behind in this movie.
Too true. Crystal, your thoughts?
Yeah. I'm just glad I didn't see a ghost and a cow fucking, because I thought that might be what they said that this was more artistic, and it did have a lot of nice aerial footage of the landscape, and they did film in some really cool places, so it was pretty. But like whenever you first kind of look at it, I couldn't decide if it was like dead bodies or a blow-up doll because it's so tiny.
Mm-hmm.
But, it kind of does put a little creep factor in it as to what these drones can do
Yeah.
and invade our personal privacy.
Yeah.
I mean, if I wanted to go lay out naked in my backyard and sunbathe, then anybody could do it. Not that they would want to, but come on. I mean, give me the benefit of the doubt that they could just do that. It's just a little bit creepy for me, but at the same time, it was really neat. And there was a threesome there, and if you go back and watch, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Dawkins Dog from the chat room said, Mile High Club drone porn. Yeah, couldn't see anything.
I'm waiting for spy satellite porn. That's
Wait,
that's
they already
what
have that, Joe. They're just the NSA's got it, So
Right. They got to declassify that because like those guys, those pimply faced guys that work at the NSA, they're just like, come on, jackpot!
Threesomes.
They're going,
That's right.
They think nobody's watching them in that orchard.
Well, P.C. Herman would be safe in this venue, wouldn't he? I said it.
Right. Speaking of government things, on to our next topic for this evening.
Blame it on the goose, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the drone, got you in the zone. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the vodka. Blame it on the Henny. Blame it on the blue tag, got you feeling dizzy. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol.
Authority.
I can't help it. I'm sorry. That just cracks me up.
That's okay. Authorities out in California had to evacuate some homes and block off several streets for 3 hours while they're investigating a suspicious package because a postal worker was taking a package to a house and they thought he heard was ticking, tick, 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 tick. And when they got there, the bomb squad was called out, and it turns out that the package had inside there, not a bomb, but Mexican jumping beans. Those things are only good for about, a day at most. But the fact that it made it through the mail to this person's home, and then you could hear it bouncing around in there. So it's so funny. The fact is that so much money was wasted on this stupidity here.
Bringing out the bomb squad.
Yeah, bringing out the bomb squad. I wonder,
and the robot.
And a robot, yeah. They blasted it with water, and it was still ticking. It's like, I'm just wondering how far they were away from actually trying to blow the thing up before they took it to the next level to find out that's what it was. And who's going to pay for that? Because the postal workers are the ones that called for it. So I'm just kind of curious in that regard. Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, you want to talk about racist. How do they know these jumping beans were Mexicans? And I saw a conservative meme on Facebook that said that Obama intentionally let these Mexican jumping beans across the border just so they could vote for Democrats.
Well, it didn't work because those Republicans still got into office. Those damn Mexican jumping beans didn't cast their votes.
Right.
You just didn't get enough of it.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. The Titanic sank. Thanks, Obama.
Crystal, your thoughts?
Yeah, this is kind of funny. I mean, I remember having those things as a kid, and I could see where the postal worker could get concerned about it. And gosh, I guess they didn't have any choice. But the answer to your question is you're going to end up paying for it because.
Well, I won't. I don't live in California.
One way or another, your tax money's going to go for it. California's tax money's going to go for it.
Yeah,
and
well.
the drone stuff is not cheap, and neither are the bomb squad personnel and the police that do that. But them taking a robot and squirting water on it with a cannon type thing, it just kind of remind me of a robot peeing on it or something. I kind of would have liked to be in there to see that. But I do remember like when we were young, taking them, and like we would like run in there and steal my mom's lighter, big lighter, and hold the thing and hold the lighter up under it, and those little things would like pop like crazy. That was kind of cool. I know.
I've never actually owned any of these things. I would always see them at this one store that's no longer around anymore. But we'd walk up to the cash register when I was a kid. We were here. I'd see these things going off like what the hell are those things? It's like, oh, okay.
Right.
Anybody have any last thoughts on this?
Well, now that the robot has watered the beans, they're going to grow into a giant Mexican jumping beanstalk. and that's just going to add to the problem.
And then Obama's going to climb it.
Right.
And go, you crazy liberals, why didn't you support us?
North Carolina, what the hell happened to you?
Exactly. Speaking of liberals and jumping beans and things that cost money, we would like you to spend a little of your money and go to patreon.com/Packard Pokes At and donate as little as $1 once a month to the show and hopefully help support the show this way. Or if you can't afford any money, please go to iTunes and say something nice, give us 5 stars, and it would really help us out. Or go to Stitcher.com and give us a rating there. And I've also started posting the show out on Spreaker. That's Spreaker.com. So if you go there and follow the show there, you can, and give it a thumbs up.
What's Spreaker?
It's it's connected to iHeartRadio. So yeah.
Okay.
So if I get enough follows, if I get 100 people who follow me on there, I can get the show up on iHeartRadio. So
cool.
Yeah. So go over to Spreaker.com and follow the show. That would really help out. And if you tell all your friends to go there too and listen to it too. So
I know what it means. It
What?
means another promo that you or Alex have to make.
yes.
I nominate Alex.
I second that. No, I second that.
Well, we're going to give you some other information how you can contact us right now.
You should contact us by email at ppapodcast or packardpokesat@gmail.com, and follow the show on Twitter as @packardpokesat, and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/packardpokesat, or just type Packard Pokesat into the Facebook search bar. Call our Google Voice at 662-709-PPAP or 662-709-7727, and leave a short message and we will play it on the show. Join in the show live Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central Time at vaughnlive.tv/PackardPokesat. Download and rate us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Mixler Radio, and watch the show on YouTube. Visit our show page at packardpokesat.wordpress.com for links to the stories, and purchase merchandise from cafepress.com/PackardPokesat to support the show. For everyone that rates us, you are awesome sauce.
Let's get on to our next topic for this evening. Out in the Vatican, the Pope is saying a lot of weird things lately. And sometimes he says something, and then the Vatican deny everything he says, and then reverse what he says. But now they're doing something even stranger. They had 300 exorcists come to the Vatican City. Now, what's weird about this is that a person by the name of Dr. Walter Casoli, psychiatrist and spokesman for the International Association of Exorcists, an international association of exorcists. roll that in your head just a few more times, just before your brain turns to glop and, fall out your ears. It said the Pope Francis prays for those who carry out the ancient Catholic ritual and suffer because of the work of the devil. And they said that, which was also working today in a modern society with exorcists. I'm like, wait a minute. How can exorcism be modern in any way, shape, or form? This is an ancient ritual that does nothing but, play on people who are gullible. Joe, your thoughts?
It's so cute when they all get together and make pretend. I could just see them all sitting around like with candles and stuff and like incense, and they're going like magic words, magic words, magic words. Magic problem, magic solved. Like the article says, satanic cults and rituals is constantly increasing, and this worries us because it appears to coincide with an extraordinary increase in demonic activity.
Yeah.
Yes.
I read that.
They're legitimately concerned with demonic activity.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of weird. The fact is they think this is actually still going on. I mean, please, really?
Right. It's like when you can't find the remote and you're like, damn demons! You go to take the garbage out, and the garbage can is like tipped over, and there's garbage all over the yard and all over the neighbor's yard, and you're like, oh, demons! It's a serious problem. I mean,
yeah,
you need the
demons.
magic words, you need the magic solution, and these things will never happen again after that. Well, yeah. they still do, but whatever.
Yeah. Because they've proved statistically that the bad things that happen to believers and non-believers is pretty much exactly the same. So, so I guess that means they all have demons, the believers and the non-believers.
I can't believe they got 300 exorcists to get together at the same time. I didn't know there was that many of them.
I wonder what if one exorcist or a group of exorcists came in there and they were actually carrying the demons with them, and they practice demons. They brought them with in a box, and it says, all right, we need somebody to practice on. There's George over there. Hey, George, come on here. We got to practice on you. We're going to give you this demon, and we're going to practice on you. So
I imagine these guys like all hanging out like Ghostbusters, like they have cigarettes hanging from their lips. They're giving Twinkie analogies to each other. There's like, another hard day at the office. Light is green, trap is clean.
All carrying proton packs, small nuclear devices on their back.
If they had actual proton packs, I would become an exorcist.
I would. Yeah. I think if I can get a hold of proton pack, I'm becoming an exorcist tomorrow. So just saying. Crystal, your thoughts?
Oh God! When I first saw that, I thought, like, are they bringing the exorcist in to take care of all these child molesting perverts? Is that what I mean, honestly, Pope Francis is kind of an interesting enigma of a pope, I think, because he seems to be trying to make progress and be a little more liberal with the views, but the Vatican strikes him down, as you say, and at the same time, I don't think they've ever really owned up to what they've done, so I could care less what they've got there. I was surprised there were that many exorcists too, but not prior to this article. I actually met a guy through one of the other groups I'm in that's a demonologist, and they're all associated with these exorcists too. Now, I don't know what it takes to get yourself certified as an exorcist.
Yeah.
But there's more of them than I thought. I mean,
is it like a correspondence course?
I think you can take it as like I don't think you have to leave your bed. I don't think it takes very long, maybe 30 minutes.
You have to exercise 12 ghosts, then you get your 13th ghost free,
I think it's interesting how that this story linked to the most famous exorcism, which was what the movie The Exorcist was based off of.
Yeah.
And then it went into all these little subtitles with the boy and how he's doing now and how old he is, which they said he's like, 77 now, something like that.
Yeah.
And is alive and has children and still lives in that area. But I don't believe in exorcisms. I don't believe in the story. I don't buy it. So I hope they had a great time partying, getting drunk, and
Yeah, they're not going to go all the way across the world just to sit there and look at each other and go, hey, how many extras have you done? Well, I've done this many. How many have you done? It's like, but I will be willing to bet you that they went off base, or out of the Vatican or whatever. Okay, I have no idea where that's coming from.
Connie.
Sorry.
Oh, you did that, Joe.
Yeah, I did that. I was trying to bring up. Here we go.
Kind of catchy.
That's it. That's their theme song.
Yeah.
They sit around the Vatican with that playing all the time while they're talking about Twinkies.
And drinking holy water.
Nice.
Amen.
Nice.
She wasn't vomiting the pea soup, so I had to bring my own. It sucked.
Yeah.
Parents came in. I was like, look what she did.
Oh, this pea soup? Oh, yeah, that stuff, that was her. Just go over there. She's like laying there half out of her gourd because, she's been drugged up. He splatters it all over her face. It's like, see, it came from her. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened.
Do not
She
hand her a crucifix.
Right.
She told me my mother sucked cocks in hell, so I threw some water on her. Pretty typical.
It was a typical exorcism. Yeah.
Well,
3 Hail Marys, it was gone. The easiest one is just, Hail Mary, oh, it's gone. Oh.
I tricked her. I told her not to look at the trap. She looked at the trap. I hit the button.
It is interesting to read the diary of one of the priests that was involved in that exorcism, though. I read the diary, and I don't know what to think about that. I don't know how you make any explanation for that, but no.
Yeah, I explain it as they're just crazies.
No. I can act like I'm possessed at times, too.
Yeah. I think we all have days like that, too.
That's right. And if I was on TV program and got paid good enough, I could even fall on the floor in a fake seizure.
Yeah. That's like that guy who says he does exorcisms from over Skype. I'm like, really?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I know who you're talking about. Okay.
That guy was a total nut job. I mean, who would pay to call somebody, just say, "Oh, hey, I got a demon. You want to take it out of me from over the internet?" Oh, yeah, sure, I could do that. I'll just spray some water on my monitor.
That's right. It's the same same type of people that read your fortune and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea this was a thing. I'm quitting my job tomorrow.
I
know enough about the Bible to say magic words.
The power of my spooky magic compels you. I can sit here
The
going,
power of Packard Sonic compels you.
I cast out the demons in the name of Packard Sonic. Speaking of things that are far, far out there, let's get on to our next topic for this evening.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
And on tonight, did you know they're an atheist? We're going to be talking about Douglas Adams. If you don't know the name, you may have either read the book or played the game, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, or even saw the movie. There's actually 2 movies out. There's the original one from the 1970s, and then there's the remake from earlier, a couple of 10 years ago. Somewhere's in there. He died in 2001, but he was born in 1952, and he has this quote. You can find it pretty much anywhere. It says, "Yes, I think I use the term radical rather loosely, just for emphasis. If you describe yourself as quote, atheist, unquote, some people will say, quote, don't you mean agnostic, unquote? I have to reply that I really do mean atheist. I really do not believe that there is a God. In fact, I am convinced that there is not a God, a subtle difference. I see not a shred of evidence to suggest that there is one, etc., etc. It's easier to say that I am a radical atheist, just to signal that I really mean it, have thought about it a great deal, and that it's an opinion I hold seriously. So right there he says that he's an atheist. Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, Douglas Adams. Wow. I mean, another big quote that you see spread around the internet a lot from him is, isn't it enough to see that a garden is beautiful without having to believe that there are fairies at the bottom of it too?
Yes.
Douglas Adams. And that's the one that you'll see the most around the internet from him. And he's just, like,
Richard
I'm a
Dawkins,
huge fan.
Richard Dawkins used that in his book, actually.
Of course. Yeah, they were friends.
Yes.
They were friends. Richard Dawkins was very sad when he passed away.
Yes.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, I was into, like, Monty Python and The Simpsons, and a friend of mine that I hung out with, he was like, have you read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? And I'm like, no. And he ran to his room and he grabbed his copy and he came back and he handed it to me. He's like, you have to read this. And so it was part of my, growing up teenage years, like that kind of humor, and it's classic. It's definitely valuable to me. I absolutely love Douglas Adams' work. In researching the story, I was reading about how he died. He died of a heart attack, which is very sad. He died very young, 49, and he was cremated, and his ashes were laid to rest at Highgate Cemetery in London, which I've actually been to. I've been there. I was there years before, like, Douglas Adams was still alive. The only reason I went there is because Karl Marx is also buried there. But lots of famous people are buried in that place. So is Malcolm McLaren, the guy who promoted the Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
But so I've been to that cemetery, and like when I looked at pictures of it, I was like, oh my god, I've been there. And like they have like a little tombstone for Douglas Adams, and I'm like, oh,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
you got to see that, not that he's dead or anything, But
well, the only reason, like I said, the only reason I went there was because Karl Marx was there, and at the time I was seeing this girl, and she was like, I want to see Karl Marx's grave. I was like, okay, cool, let's go do that. Whatever. The father of communism buried in London. So, but anyway, since his death, we now remember Douglas Adams with Towel Day, which is on May 25th every year. It's a reference to the Hitchhiker's Guide, of course. Mm-hmm. People are encouraged to don't forget their towel on Towel Day.
Don't forget your towel.
Yep.
Yeah,
very important.
Actually,
in 2005 they made that movie, and in that movie Arthur Dent has a white and green striped towel that he always carries with him throughout the movie.
Yes.
I've tried so hard to find where that towel came from, like, because I want to get one.
They probably made it just for the movie,
Yeah, they might have made a terry cloth towel just for the movie, or they might have run down to the local, like, whatever store in England and bought a stack of random towels, like, oh, this'll do, and do you have more than one? Yeah, we got 10 of them, it's fine.
Right.
And throughout the movie they use them.
Right.
But yeah, I couldn't find anyone who had knowledge of which towel they used or where they got it from or anything.
Yeah. Now, I did want to say, you did the quote about in the garden there. It says, ironically, in the original context, the garden in question does turn out to have fairies at the bottom of it. It comes from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where Ford is dismissing Zaphod's belief that there are orbiting the legendary planet of Megathera, which it turns out that they are. So Megathera.
Yes. So, excellent.
Yeah. Crystal, your thoughts?
I feel like I'm way out of my league with this fella because I didn't know anything about him, and I have never seen or heard of the Hitchhiker's Guide, but I have heard of Richard Dawkins, his friend, and I really thought that the God Delusion, the tribute that he wrote to him was really beautiful. I mean, there, science has lost a friend, literature has lost a luminary, and the mountain gorilla and the black rhinos have lost a gallant defender. He just seemed to be talented in so many areas. It talked about his early school years and how advanced he was, and his writing always put him on top of the rest, but yet he had a inferiority complex because he was very tall, and he ended up being like 6'5", I believe they said, was when he stopped growing. And that, the teacher used to, instead of saying like all the kids meet under the oak tree or meet under the flagpole that she would say, "Oh, y'all eat meat under Adams." So they all had to gather around him when it was time to go. I think the cool thing was that he's friends with Pink Floyd's guitarist, David Gilmour, which I think Connie and Dave covered. Was it Connie and Dave?
I think so.
Left-handed guitar player, owned 24 guitars. It's pretty cool. So he really did a little bit of everything. I kind of went the way away from the techie stuff because I knew you guys knew that stuff. But this is an interesting fellow, and it's so sad. I mean, only 49 years old and dropped dead of a heart attack.
Yeah.
After you've worked out in your gym. I mean, just really sad. But
Yeah.
I think one quote that I got that was in The Last Chance to See was, human beings who are almost unique in having the ability to learn from the experience of others are also remarkable for their apparent disinclination to do so. And I think that was my most favorite quote that I got from him. But a very interesting guy, very bad, a sad loss for us.
Yes. Definitely a sad loss for us. Now, I'm just as a curiosity, if you've ever seen The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or read the book, and this is going up on YouTube, in the comments section here below, write down your favorite phrase from there. Mine is, "So long and thanks for all the fish." That was that was.
Oh, I know mine.
That was always mine. What's yours, Joe?
Oh no, not again. And that's of course from the bowl of petunias. The improbability drive created a sperm whale and a bowl of petunias, and they were falling to the ground. And the whale was thinking like, "Oh, what's this? What's going on to me? I have no idea what's going on. What's this? I'm going to call this my tail and my flippers and oh, look, this thing coming at me. I'm going to call it the round. Oh no, the ground." And then it smacks into the ground and dies. The bowl of petunias, the last thing that went through its mind was, "Oh no, not again."
Dawkins' dog said to General Ford, "You're turning into a penguin. Stop it."
I must get educated.
Read
in that, I guess.
Torvian's one too.
Torvian says, "God's last message to creation. Sorry for the inconvenience." So yeah, definitely please post your favorite saying from the movie, and I think that would be a great way of remembering them at least. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming. We'll be back next week with our regular longer show, and we have a movie review next week, so you're going to come and want to watch that. So yes.
We're going to review
a movie.
boning.
We're going to move drone boning. No. We're going to review a real
It opens
movie.
with a bang.
You know?
Oh my God, he didn't go there.
Actually, that movie opens up with a bang, 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 bang.
From really far away.
From really far away.
You can't even tell if they're humans. It's like, are those dogs?
Right.
It's kind of hot.
Right.
I mean, are they dogs or not?
Yeah.
Okay, it's still hot.
Yeah. There was a dog in the one of the scenes though.
Oh my God, yo, that's true. Yeah. I'm like, the dogs are gonna go over and lick their balls.
Okay, so like you didn't notice the threesome, but you noticed the dog.
Yeah, I did notice the dog.
We know where Packard's priorities are now when he watches porn.
That's right.
Great. All right, we'll be back next week. We'll see you then. This has been Packard Pokes At. We just poked at your news.
And that's a wrap.